Hi there, this is the 2019 forecast for the sign of Cancer for 2019, specifically for Cancer risings. So this whole year up until the very end in December 2019, Jupiter will be in your 6th house in Sagittarius. And Jupiter represents growth and development, optimism, and expansion, and it's in a house relating to your day-to-day mundane matters like a health routine or pets you have to take care of, just kind of that small day-to-day world, which means that you might have a lot more thought or opportunities regarding your personal health. Things like taking up a new self-care regimen could become more appealing or become more accessible for you this year. This Jupiter in your 6th house will be square Neptune in your 9th house, and when these two planets are in conversation like this, a really great way it could show up is that you are so focused on your personal well-being on a day-to-day level that it dissolves boundaries you had about your long-term goals, like long-distance travel or higher educational plans or your connection to spirituality. Taking care of yourself could really affect that in a positive way. But the risk of this transit is that you are so focused in bettering yourself and being particularly healthy or beneficial that it dissolves goals you had regarding aspirations outside of yourself. So for example, you could become so focused on your health and wellness that it then leads you to stray away from your educational plans or your spiritual path. So be careful that your energy and opportunity that's growing for you is dissolving boundary, not dissolving structure, if that makes sense. Also, throughout this whole year, Saturn and Pluto will be together in your 7th house in Capricorn. And these two planets bring an energy of intense need for change and for getting realistic and putting in work towards an area of life that's relating to you in terms of one-to-one relationships. And these can be romantic partnerships, any type of one-on-one dealing with another person. So you're already familiar with this energy and it's going to be there for another few years, and it could seem like the universe is kind of hitting you with little blockages regarding relationships. But what it's really asking you is for you to transform and get really, really honest with yourself about the ways that you need to grow up in that regard. Uranus moved into Taurus in your 11th house in 2018, but then it retrograded back into Aries later on that year, but it will be going forward and direct and moving firmly into Taurus for the next 6 years in your 11th house starting this spring, which means that this planet of liberation and radical change and new ideas is in your area of the sky relating to social groups and organizations and collectives that you're a part of. So you could be rethinking the way that you relate to social life in general, rethinking the groups and organizations you're a part of, and it can just throw that on its head and make you really rethink the way that you are associated with those areas of your life. The eclipses for you this year are in your 7th and 1st houses. So it's really putting you in the spotlight as the focus for what in your life is being illuminated. It's asking you to think about and reconcile that polarity between self and other and how you can change that for the better to be more functional in your life. May 16th, Mars will move into your 1st house when it moves into Cancer. So just know that the month of May into June could be a really great time to get a head start on anything, any projects or exercise routines that you need a lot more energy and determination to get through, because Mars provides assertive, boundless energy to put forth towards things that might take a little more effort. So just know that July you might have more energy to put forth into things like that. 3 Mercury retrogrades for this year start out with one in March 5th through 28th. Mercury will be retrograde in your 9th house in Pisces, and since Mercury in Pisces is in its detriment, it's opposite the sign that it rules and it's comfortable in. It being in your 9th house of long distance travel or higher education might mean that March isn't the time to take an international trip or the time to sign up for a degree program or something like that. Wait until before or after to make really high reaching aspirational plans tangible. The next Mercury retrograde is July 7th, so the month of July, even though you'll have Mars in your sign making you get things done, it's maybe not the best time for putting financial plans into manifestation. Not a good time to set up a bank account, sign contracts, things like that. Finally, Mercury goes retrograde on October 31st and will continue in through November, and Mercury will be retrograde in your 5th house in Scorpio, so dealings with children, dealings with artistic matters might be a bit delayed or blocked or muddied in November. Overall, this year really asks for you to step into your personal power regarding relationships and to grow in terms of how you take care of yourself. So I hope this was helpful. I do private consultations at the link below. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you soon.